What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Custom Night Vision YouTube channel. Today we're doing part 2 on the BOSS XE. If you didn't watch the first video, I recommend you go watch it. If you're not going to watch it, Cliff Notes. This is a pretty cool optic slash combination laser system. We went through a little bit of the features, just kind of an overview of why this system is and what it does. But in this segment, we're going to show you the different night vision features and the capabilities that you get with the BOSS XE. We're going to film that through night vision so you can really get the full effect of everything this thing is doing and offering for you. Let's cut these lights off and see what this thing looks like through night vision. Before we get to the BOSS XE, the first laser I want to show everybody, just for comparison here, is a full power PEQ. So PEQ-15, this is with the laser all the way open, diverged. This is the full power setting. I'm going to now close the diffuser cap from Villain Weapon Systems. I don't even have the original diffuser cap, so this is what you get. So we've got some pretty good illumination in that room. It's kind of focused in the center, kind of a razzle dazzle feel to it. I mean, this works, but just so you've got an idea. So as you can see, if you illuminate certain parts of a room just with a full power laser, the splash will help you backlight things that you're trying to focus on in the room, like this. Obviously, this room isn't as dark as it could be, but you get the idea. Now we'll switch over to, I guess we'll do the full power MAWL. All right, the laser you're about to see is a MAWL DA, so this is the full power MAWL. I've got it in the, I guess, the widest throw laser. So this provides really good room illumination. The tube is flickering a little bit, and I found that that is a MAWL specific phenomena. I don't really understand why, but you can see this laser does have good performance. I'm going to click the little slider up one so we can see the more focused illuminator and what that looks like shining into the room. We're just outside of a threshold, maybe 3 feet, shining into this room here. We're going to move the little slider all the way up, get the tightest illuminator, get an idea what that looks like. Again, flickering in the tube. I don't know if you're going to see this after post, but it is very apparent in the monitor. Go back to the first setting. This is the room illuminator setting with the MAWL DA. All right, so now we're outside of the room with the BOSS XE. The first setting I'm going to show you is the tighter illuminator. Again, this does not have the ability to be manipulated. It is just a fixed divergence on this illuminator. So it is what it is. But you will notice that the pattern is nice and tight. You know, out past 50, 75, 100 meters, it's wide enough for PID. Honestly, I like it a lot like that. We're going to go to the room illuminator now. I don't really have to move it around enough. I don't really have to move it around much, but from outside the threshold, we can see everything inside that room. It's not sparkly, there's no hotspot. It's just a nice, even dispersion of infrared illumination. So I'm moving this thing around a lot, and I still have enough spill into that room to see everything in very good detail. Keep in mind, this is also a sighting system. It's not just a laser. This is also a red dot sight. This is laser and room illuminator, laser and tight illuminator. That's the room illuminator. Go through some more of these settings and see what they look like. Again, laser only, room illuminator, room illuminator, and laser. Laser, no, that's illuminator only. Room illuminator, laser, and room illuminator. Okay, we've got kind of a unique scenario set up here. We're in the entryway of a fairly large office building. I don't think you can see it. I can't really see it through the monitor. There is a target stand right there. And you can see it if I shoot this full power laser into that room and bounce it off the floor. This is a really good demonstration of different things you can do with a laser to get illumination where you need it. So I didn't do this on purpose, but you know, kind of just remember this in the future. So now that you know where the target is, we're gonna put, we're using a PEQ-15 again. We're back to the PEQ-15. I've got the diffuser over the illuminator. I can kind of see that target again when I bounce the aiming laser off the tile, but this illuminator is really not giving me a whole lot of information deep back in that room. If I didn't know that target was there, I'd probably miss it. Let me go ahead and take the diffuser off. I don't know how helpful that is either. Let's tighten the illuminator up. Again, that was wide open. We're going to close it all the way down on this full power PEQ-15. That's honestly a little better in this situation. Interesting. Let's switch over to the MAWL DA and see how that looks. Okay, I've got the DA here. Again, just a reminder, there's a target stand right there. If I bounce this laser off the floor, then I can see it. Otherwise, I cannot. We're in position 1 on the little MAWL slider. This is the room illuminator, or the super wide angle illuminator. And that's actually super helpful. I can get information now back in that room. It is driving my night vision tube crazy, but it's working. So let's switch to the second position here. Got the slightly tighter illuminator. So this is the switch closest to the fire control group. This is the one further away. I don't know what those are called, 1 and 2. But this is fairly useful. Now let's go to the longest throw illuminator on the MAWL DA. It's the switch closest to fire control for the shooter. This is the switch furthest away. I did the triple tap thing. It doesn't seem to be making a big difference. I don't think we did that earlier, but we didn't need to. So usable for sure. Got good illumination, but really the most valuable information we're getting on that target is not when we put the illuminator directly on it, but when we actually refract that illuminator off of the floor in front of it, or the wall behind it, or just outside the room. It's pretty interesting. Now let's switch over to the BOSS XE. Okay, we're in the same position we have been, and now I'm holding the BOSS XE. I'm going to go to position 1 on the ergonomics switch, or however the fuck they say it. This is just the room illuminator. Wow, right off the bat, I can see that target stand clear as day. This is just the laser. Just like we saw with the other ones, I can get a lot of information just by blasting my aiming laser into that room and reflecting it off of anything. I'm getting all kinds of information here. If you're not picking up on this, what valuable data you're seeing here is you can tell when you're doing this how deep that person or target or object is in the room. you can get a little bit of depth perception when you do this. So it's nice to be able to, on this laser system specifically, or any of the RAID type lasers, you can flip very quickly with the ergoto switch between room illuminator, laser, both. I don't have to flip any switches. I don't have to mess with anything. I simply just press the other button. So I've got 3 buttons here. It's that easy. And I can see everything. Down there, right here, is my helmet, my rifle. Got some other shit on the table. Got the target. You can see there's a window or a door frame here. There's a gun over there. Just so much more information without a whole lot of distraction. Just like the RAID XE video we did a while back with Will from Orion, I'm kind of at a loss for words. I feel like this thing, the performance of these Wilcox laser systems really speak for themselves. And don't forget, this is also a red dot sight. So you have your daytime sighting system and this laser all slaved together in one package. I mean, this is pretty freaking sweet. All right, we've got another scenario set up here. Just like the last 2 scenarios, I'm starting with the full power PEQ-15. This is full power laser, full power illuminator. There is a target stand out there at about 100 meters, giving you an idea of what kind of performance you can expect from this laser system in this kind of situation. I would say this is good, acceptable, not optimal, but it's pretty good considering how old this thing is and the price of these things, I guess, on the gray market, or if you're eligible to purchase such items. Again, this is a full power PEQ-15. We've got a half-ish moon. We've got quite a bit of illumination out here, so you can see that target stand even without the laser, but this tree is actually casting a shadow on that target stand, so it's pretty well occluded, but it cannot hide from the full power output of a PEQ-15. Let's go ahead and switch over to the MAWL and see what that looks like. All right, I've got the MAWL DA now. I went straight to the 3rd position on the little slider. This is activating the button closest to the fire control group. We've got a good dispersion on the illuminator. Lasers crisp and clear. Good performance out of them all. Still a little flickery. I think that's just an Elbit thing. We are filming with an Elbit tube this time. Not sure why this happens, but it is a MAWL specific phenomena. This is the pressure button, or whatever the fuck they call it, that's furthest away from fire control. That is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. There's the very annoying 3-click thing that these MAWL DAs do. Got really good output. Can't hate on it there. It's almost too much. It's washing that target out. But you will have that with full power illuminators. Just like we did inside. If your illuminator or laser is overpowering the lighting environment that your target is in, you can shine it around what you're trying to inspect or shoot at to get some contrast. So that's what that looks like. Go back to the button closest to fire control. Back to furthest away. Let's do the 3 press thing again. That's actually better, honestly. The lower power output. So yeah, we like this. This is nice. Let's switch over to the BOSS XE and see how it compares. All right, got the BOSS XE ready to go. It's probably the last demonstration we're going to do for the evening. To start, we've got the room illuminator and the laser only. Surprisingly still usable even at 100 meters. I'm not really illuminating that target, but I am generating a little bit more contrast. Room illuminator only. This is the laser and the non-focusable illuminator. So I've got really good output, but I'm not overpowering that target. Maybe a little bit, but just like we said with the MAWL, I can kind of do a perimeter around things I'm trying to inspect to get some more contrast and information. But I do have a good tight illuminator out to 100 meters. So not being able to focus this illuminator, I don't think is a hindrance for this laser system. Being able to easily switch back and forth between these two things, I think, is more valuable. But again, like we've said 100 times, this is kind of a all-in-one solution. We've got a daytime optic system, a red dot sight, all in the same package as our laser aiming device with slaved together sighting systems. So it's pretty cool. That's what it looks like at 100 meters. It's very bright, good output, getting a lot of information. I think that's about going to wrap it up. We'll take it back to the office and talk about what we've seen here. You just saw some cool footage showing how this thing works, showcasing the performance. I think we've established what this is and who it's for. Let's go over how it works. This is both a red dot sight, like a normal aiming system, and your laser all built into one. So that's super cool. Who is this for? We've established that as well. If you have a short gun and you're using different velocity ammos or different weights, you've got the ability to zero this thing at 2 different points. That's awesome. Solved a big problem that there isn't really a solution for in the market. It's probably going to be expensive. I don't know the price off the top of my head, but by the time this video gets posted, they might be on the website, so go check them out. As far as I know, we are going to get these in full power and civilian power. So if we just have the full powers listed, be patient. We should have the lower powers available soon, as far as I know. With any of this Wilcox stuff, we're kind of at their mercy on how it shows up. As far as the raids go, sometimes we get a big box of 50 or 70 or 100 of them. Sometimes we get 3 to 5 at a time. So I can't really give you an ETA on when we will have the one that you want, but just be patient. If you have questions, as always, contact us through the normal avenues that we always recommend, the social medias. You can comment on the video, you can call us. I guess to close it out, I'm a big fan of this thing. If you have the need for it, I think the performance really speaks for itself. We'll see how the market likes it once it gets out in circulation. We see some in the wild, but thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that already. We really appreciate that, and we'll see you on the next one.